Hello, welcome to Whiskey Noobs. It is whiskey time, and I'm Kevin.
I'm Doriana.
And this week we're going to be doing my favorite one that we've tried yet, at least from the small amount of time that we've been doing this. Ardbeg 10. This is a single malt Scotch whiskey, non-chill filtered, coming in at 46% alcohol by volume. Distilled by Ardbeg Distillery in the Isle of Islay. Islay? No. I already pronounced it wrong.
Islay? I don't know.
Isla. There we go. Isle of Isla. Anyway, in Scotland. And remember, to be a Scotch whiskey, it has to be bottled in Scotland, and then after that it can be sent anywhere. Technically, you could make this exact same thing in America or in China or Japan, anywhere else, this exact same way, but it would not legally be able to be called Scotch unless it was actually made and bottled in Scotland. Anyway, let's go ahead and this is we're only about this much left, so we actually saved this for over a week now. So we could review it for y'all. You might notice that I've got one that looks kind of like it, but it's not the same thing. It looks a little different.
This was an OA.
An OA.
An OA.
An OA. An OA.
An OA. Single malt Scotch whiskey.
Just a different amount, or different barrel pick is what it is. So we'll go over that one day, but wanted to do the one that. Let's see how we got here. Gotta make this one fair.
Yeah, this one we've had for quite a while.
Yeah,
we've been taking our time with it. Not really something you need to drink fast.
Oh no, this is.
But yeah, definitely one of your favorites. So it's nice to have it.
Get out of there.
For so long.
Get it out of there. Oh, we got a bottle down.
So the last video we had the first ever trying it. This is our last ever trying it.
Well, there you go. Oh, no, not last ever, but.
Oh, I mean of this bottle, the specific bottle.
Back here you go.
So now we can put the empty bottle back there. Now in the future we have to have empties on the side.
I don't think we've shown it. This is our infinity bottle. She put the little nice infinity symbol. This is batch 1 of our infinity bottle. And we'll have a video about that one day, about what exactly an infinity bottle is. But this is ours. And it's getting pretty full. We're gonna wait until it's all the way full to give it a try. But yeah, that one's getting up there. All right, so let's get back to the Ardbeg 10. See what we got here.
Of course, it's smoky. That's the first thing I think when I think of this.
Yeah, this is smoked with peat. Smoked peat. They burn peat. That grows in. We'll just go to the end of my list here. It grows and is formed in bogs and fens. I'm not sure what a fen is. I'm guessing it's some kind of water-logged area or something.
Peat is moss, right? Like peat moss.
Basically,
so it grows
yeah.
Naturally
but it's
and they burn
peat
it
moss is what grows. It's like green stuff that's on the tree. Right. Peat is, I'm thinking, what happens after it falls off and it disintegrates in the water, and it just. But they cut it out and they dry it, and it used to be they didn't have a lot of good firewood in Scotland, so they would just cut it out and they would burn it for fuel and for firewood, basically. And I guess one day somebody's like, "Hey man, we make this good whiskey stuff. What if we put this burnt peat in there and see what that does?" And if you've ever had this, you don't have anything else like this. This is, I mean, you just don't get. I mean, this is a one-of-a-kind whiskey right here, at least that I've had. Other than something that's made by the exact same distillery, I mean, you get campfire smoke. I even get water brine, like you're standing at the water, at the ocean.
Yeah, it's funny. My mom goes on and on about how fish grilled on wood next to the water is the way to have fish. And this is like, I mean, I don't eat fish, but if you like fish, that's like this, that feeling is in this. Like you're getting like the best food grilled by the best way. And this liquor kind of puts you in that frame of mind, at least.
On the taste, you still get that smoky flavor, but it's got these floral flower notes, and it's got like a kind of hint of vanilla, but I still get a little bit of that saltiness, and it's got oil to it. It's just a very robust taste. It's got a lot of things, and I don't quite feel like I get the same grouping of flavors as I do when I try this every time. And I mean, every single time, of course, you smell it, you're gonna get smoke. That when we opened it, we did not know if we were even gonna be able to, if we were gonna like it or not, because it was just so overwhelming when you try it the first time.
Yeah, comparatively, the first time is like a whole different experience. You're having a lot at once that you haven't had in maybe ever. And
it's very surprising.
Yeah.
Because you smell it and you're like, oh, this is intense. I don't know if I can do this. But then you smell it a little more, and then you taste it, and the taste is, to me at least, it's almost nothing like what I get from the smell, other than the smoke that's there. The smell and the taste are just kind of wildly different to me.
I'm definitely getting more flowers this time. I feel like last time it was more fruit and more gasoline. This time it's more like fruity, florally, and wine almost. Like getting those juicy notes.
I do kind of get the wine sweetness that you're talking about.
Because wine can be very bitter too. Like if you're a wine person and for some reason you're watching this just wondering what people see in whiskey, I would say the one good thing about this is that the bitterness that you find in a lot of reds are very like hard to deal with at the first. And it's almost like a gasoline type experience for some of those too, because the alcohol's so high. And different bottles give you some, like, I wonder the process of putting smoke in wine, if that's a thing. I'm not sure if that's a thing, but my mom is definitely like up the alley of people that would like that. I think of people like her, like, that want different experiences. Maybe if you're like kind of hesitant to try the crazier whiskeys, I don't know, like, you might like this more than you think if you like wine.
And I think the only way that somebody's gonna truly know if they like Ardbeg 10 is to actually buy, if you can find a sample bottle, one of the small ones.
They were at the other place that we were.
They had Ardbeg ones?
I think so.
I thought I remember.
It's hard. It's hard to remember. Sure, I'll look next time to see.
But yeah, I mean, you just got to jump in, and if you think you might like it, I mean, I can tell you things that are like it. You know, Highland Park 12, that's kind of a ground because it's very sweet, but it's got a little bit of smoke there. But whereas the Monkey Shoulder, it has no smoke to it. And these are all scotches, but they're three different ones are way different.
That fermented kind of taste that's like musky.
Yeah, yes,
that's
it
where
does
they
have
go.
that. Yeah.
Like it either goes smoky or it goes like fermented, like not smoke, but what is, I don't know. But yeah, they all have their musky flavors.
Yeah. But
the darker flavor side. Like if you like vodka and you like clean spirits, I'm not sure. I think a lot of people have a hard time getting behind whiskey when they're used to like just ethanol. like when it's just moonshine or Everclear, it's like very nothingness.
And you're used to mixing it in with sweet things like flavored liquors or...
So your palate doesn't know what to do with all those sugars that are there. It doesn't even pick it up. But if you've cleansed your body of like the cocktails, it starts to taste sweet on its own. Like it's very mellow, sweet.
And this is definitely one that I just like to... I mean, it brings me back to a different time. This
like
is
your
one...
first time going to a barbecue and getting really nice baked beans.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me feel like I'm out on the beach and there's a campfire nearby and I'm just standing there and I'm looking out at the ocean and I'm smelling it. My mom's like, well, you never did that. And I was like, but I don't need to have done that. It takes me to that place that makes me feel that way. And there's little other whiskeys that take me to that place, and that is a big part of the experience, is how you feel, I think, when you're drinking this. Because if you're just drinking it to knock it back to get a good buzz on, you can do that with a $10 bottle of whiskey. You don't gotta do this. Did not tell, this is a $50 bottle of scotch. It's $54 at our local whiskey store, but I do not feel ripped off. I did get this one on sale. This one, that's why I decided to try it. That local store had a sale going for some reason. I wish I had bought more bottles of it because it was only $30 when I got it then. But this is not a cheap bottle. I mean, it's not a $200 or $300 bottle of scotch, but I mean, I don't feel ripped off in any way, and I feel like better from the experience of buying this. So this will be one that I continue to get, and next time I'll try to take it a little slower, because when we first got it, we were just so just wonder, this is way different than anything I've ever had. So you probably drank it a little too often at the beginning of that, and we were building up our collection. If you notice, we're a couple bottles down now. I don't know if y'all could see before, some of them getting a little low, so they got it added to the infinity bottle. But well, I do have a little bit of information. Do you have any questions or anything? Maybe something that'll be
I will say this is pretty smooth. That's what I kept thinking too, is like it goes down a lot easier than most of these whiskeys. So if that's something that like you maybe don't drink a lot of them because they're so harsh, but you want to get a good quality one that gives you a good feeling, this is like one of the best.
That's
the
true.
Best for that too. It doesn't affect my throat. It doesn't make me feel like I'm gonna cough.
Yeah, and those are all good points, along with the taking you to a place. So the name comes from the actual place where the distillery is. It's located in Ardbeg, which is on the southern coast of the Isle of Isla. There we go. It's spelled Islay, and that's what everybody pronounces it, but that's not the Scottish way. Obviously, when they look at it and they say Isla. How? I don't know. I'm guessing the S is silent. If you're Scottish, put it in the comments section and let me know why I'm dumb. Okay. They started distilling this back in 1798, so they've had a good amount of time. That's over 200 years of distilling just Ardbeg. They started with this, and this is what they made for a long time, for 100 years. I don't want to say exactly when they started producing things under the Ardbeg name, but that's all they make is just Ardbeg. They've got different releases of Ardbeg. Ardbeg 10. This is An Oa. They got Ugadal. They've got a black that has a black sheep on the front of it. These are all ones that we have not tried yet, but so they have some experience making Ardbeg and making it the right way. They use malted barley that is actually sourced from Scotland. So it's actually on the same island. They get the barley from a local source. And apparently, I guess they've got it from there for a long time, or as long as they've been open and making whiskey. So that speaks to the, I want to use local ingredients, but you don't get more local than just down the road on a small island, because the island is one small little island. Scotland isn't super big, but this island ain't that big. But it's that island alone has some of the biggest distilleries on the planet, like the most well-known ones. And again, they use peat, burnt peat, to produce this unique taste. And they're not the only ones that use smoked peat. But this is what they're known for. There's Taskers and Lagavulin, and they use smoked peat, and there's some that are a little more smoky. But I don't know if I'd want to go too much smokier than if it hits you too much. I don't know. That might be a little bit too much for me. But
depends on what you're eating too. Eating more fish and nuts and like really smoky meats or flavors, I guess.
That might pair with it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if you're vegan, cheeses and funky fermented vegetables, like smoke flavor goes with those types of things really well. Very casual, a very nice feeling to it too, between all of them.
This one makes you feel fancy too. Like, I know this costs a bit, and I've let people smell it, and a couple of the people, ooh, that's a nice smell. Her friend thought it smelled like burning gasoline. So this is definitely one to take your time with, and if you don't like it, just set it aside for a little bit. Try some other whiskeys. Come back to it a couple weeks later, and your flavor profile might be completely changed. Some people hate this. Some people only drink this. This is their go-to whiskey. And while I'll say that this is my favorite, it's not my go-to. I will drink High West and Elijah Craig until the day I die. Probably they're good. They're good. You can tell Buffalo Trace is gone. So we obviously are big fans of the Buffalo Trace.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
We don't try the water.
Are you gonna try? I don't have enough left. I wasn't gonna do that.
Try it with field. Oh, I guess
you gotta do it the right way.
You gotta use the whiskey straw. We
gotta use our I need a little trademark symbol over here. Whiskey straw. This is our official whiskey straw. One day we'll have merchandise where you can buy whiskey straws.
I feel like that was a little too much.
No, you did about perfect.
Oh, nice.
Let's see if the oils, since it's oily.
I feel I did see the separation right.
I think it did a little bit, yeah. Depending on the oil content.
Yeah, you can taste the smoke a lot cleaner.
So it pushed a lot of the smoke out then.
So you can definitely taste.
What did it do to the other underlying, like the sweetness?
It's not as sweet. Once you put the water in, it's much more like smoky and a robust flavor without the sweet.
That seems like it might have turned it to that, even though that slightly stronger alcohol content, I think you might have turned it into that. Well, before you put away the rest of that, do you have anything else any questions, anything to say?
No, this was great. I like this one, so it's nice to talk about it and learn about the peat moss. I feel like I remember you mentioning that, but it's nice to know about that. The fact that Scotland having the peat moss might be very effectual for why they have such a unique sourced alcohol.
Yeah, that's definitely there. And we want to thank our subscribers, all 7 of you, I think there are right now. That's very nice of you. Just keep watching, keep liking the videos, if you want to, share them on your Facebook. Somebody asked me if it was fine if they shared them on Facebook.
Absolutely.
We want each and every one of you to put this on your Facebook and annoy all of your friends with it. And I'm sure if you do that enough times, we'll get up to 8 subscribers. And then we'll get up to 10 subscribers. And we'll go to 20 subscribers. Okay. But, all right. So we've had our fun. We've got some other things to do. Probably video games. Something, we're always busy around here. Yes. But cheers to you. And remember to love yourself.